Well, here we go. You guys asked for it. Here we are. We're in the back of a trailer. We're at PDRA. We got my boy Kenny Fox, my new friend Kenny Fox, right? A man I've heard a lot about, but he don't ever talk, right? So, you know, I pinned him down, dude. I've been after you for what, 48 hours straight trying to get this deal done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He even invited me to dinner.
I invited him to dinner. I had to sweeten him up, you know what I mean? But, you know, we're out here PDRA racing at Galat. It's the first round. We're both running nitrous cars, you know, so naturally I'd come over and just bullshit with you. And we started talking, and we actually have a lot in common, so I figured, fuck it, let's do this. And then thinking about it more, dude, just like I said to you search Kenny Fox on the internet, right? You find all these cars that you've worked on, and you've said about 3 things on the internet, you know what I mean? You're a man of few words, but everybody knows you. Your shit always runs. Everywhere I go, there's a Kenny Fox car. So tell me about your shop. Let's go with it.
It's really just 1.5, sometimes 2-man band. That's about it. There's just quiet. Don't really say much about it. No, like the whole publicity thing, like the attention. It's not me.
Is it just nitrous cars?
No.
You do turbo stuff?
Not much turbos, like Pro Chargers, a little bit of turbo stuff. You know, yeah, I would say mainly nitrous shit. Yeah. More like other combinations. I mainly just help with like the suspension wise, and like say if I'm watching the car or they're sending me videos, or if I'm there and it's another boosted or whatever application, then I see it's just upsetting the chassis.
Right.
Now, I'll go in there and might smooth a little bit, but that's just smoothing. That's not tuning.
Right.
There's difference in managing and tuning.
Absolutely.
They're 2 totally different things. Like anybody really can go in there and take power or move a switch or do this. That's not tuning.
I agree with you full-heartedly. Like you can give a sorted out car to any like decently smart human.
Yeah.
And they'll make laps with it.
100%.
Right.
And it's almost like turning a light switch on and off. Just because you can turn a light switch on and off don't make you an electrician.
Yeah, no. I can tell you that firsthand. I'll fucking shock myself.
Yeah, I don't fuck with electricians.
No. I'll call somebody for that shit. So, you were out here running. Talk to me about what we're seeing here, right? Because, like, we've been talking. Last year, in my opinion, the PDRA prep was a shit show.
It was 100% rough. I couldn't compare it to that following year because I only started last year, right, with putting the slicks on and coming out.
Yeah.
And like I would look at the spreadsheets and, you know, just information, just look at the numbers and see what it was. And like there was, like I want to say the best 60 foot that I seen last year before we came and ran was like a 120, a 121. And I was like, dude, like there's no way. Like, you had Jamie Miller,
Right.
I was like, dude, there's no way that they're missing it like that. There's no way. And then I came and I was like, dude, no wonder they're fucking going so slow. They ain't got nothing to go on.
It was fucking hard.
So like, you know, we was playing around and with the black car that we came out with, a small block car, we'll go like 123, 122, and then I'll try to get after it. It did go 118, but it would lose the tire shortly after. It just wasn't enough momentum to keep up with the wheel speed.
Right.
And it's just, track prep was just not, like, so far what we're seeing as of now, it's almost like 180 difference.
Yeah, it's crazy.
More consistent.
Yeah, and it's thin, and I think they're doing a great job so far, but this is only the first.
Correct.
We haven't even made it to eliminations. They could fuck the whole deal up.
I mean, technically, we've only made it Q2 qualifying. That's it.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, it's still early, very early.
Yeah.
We're going into Q3 of the first race.
Right.
So it is still way early, but as of testing and seeing up to Q2, it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, right? I started tuning for the shallows technically 2 years ago, but I only worked for him the very last race of 2 years ago. So last year was my full season with the shallows. Same thing. I'm looking at the sheets. I'm going 123 on a 28. We'll do that in the street. I'm like, these fucking retards, right? I'm going to go there and I'm going to kick the shit out of these people, right? And Jamie's my boy, right? And I know how smart he is, but still, I'm like, Jamie don't know how to run 28s. He's a pro mod guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to show him what's up. Dude, running a 28 on this track is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my career.
It's very humbling.
It's very humbling.
Because
There's 60 foots that we do in the street.
yeah, I fool with a few cars that play around the street, all that stuff, and they'll go 123, 125 in the street.
Yeah. Hey,
And that is puddle burnout or water burnout, back up, and it's going. Now, don't get me wrong, yes, it gets loose out there. Here, you don't really very much gets loose on the big end
right.
versus street and the no prep stuff, but as in leaving, I feel and this is where I was like, dude, there's no way they're missing it because I'm playing in the street and I'm 60 footing harder or just as hard
Right.
as what these professionals are doing. I'm just like, dude, there's no fucking way to.
Literally spinning image of exactly went through my head, right? But then you get here and you're just like,
I understand now.
this is so.
My bad.
I'm sorry I said anything at all, dude.
But see, that's why I don't say much, right? Because it's always a different perspective looking from the outside up. And if I've about 8 out of 10 people, they go on Facebook and they make a post, then they come and deal with it, and then it's foot right in your fucking mouth.
Every time.
And now you look like an idiot.
Yep.
So I won't say shit.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear, right? Like even like helping people on the internet, like I'm almost scared to do it, right? Like I think I know some shit, right? And I want to help people, right? I don't want to give away some secrets, but like people struggling and stuff. And I'm just so sick of getting fucked up on the internet that I'd rather just not say anything.
Yes. So when I was younger and the no time shit, I was just the mouthy little asshole,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing, didn't do nothing. I was a tire pressure checker. Fucking wipe the car down, put tire shine on, but I was talk shit.
Right.
I grew up around it, so I figured, hey, that's basically what you did.
Right.
Didn't know no different. So being younger is what I mean, like from like 13 to maybe 16.
Yeah.
And like I talk my shit then. Now I don't really, it's like I grew past it. Like so online, like when you want to help somebody or you see somebody and they're asking what you would think a common sense question, I may send them a message. I won't make a post or a comment. I won't comment on their post. I'll just send them a message and just be like, hey, man, try this.
Right.
But take baby steps into it. Don't full swing in it. Just ease into it.
Right.
And,
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
Sometimes they'll message back and be like, dude, that makes totally sense. It's like how I don't know. I just tell people, dude, don't overthink it, dude. If you overthink it, you're going to fucking miss it.
Don't change too much.
Yes, that too.
Don't get that far away from what you know works. You know what I mean?
Because then you end up being in a left fucking field.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie was just telling me he's got a customer here, nitrous car, and he's been fast with it, right? And it's slowing down, like almost a whole tenth. And first thing I said to him is, weigh the bottle. Like, don't get crazy. You know what I mean? You don't have to pull the converter. Like, you might have to do all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, weigh the bottle. So, and I just talked to him, and it's only using less than 2 pounds in a run. And I'm like, well, there you go.
So I might have a broken orifice or something going on with a solenoid.
Or even, a lot of these guys, I come to these nitrous cars and they tell me they don't have nitrous filters, and then you find one in the car somewhere. And it's picked to shit,
I don't use filters. I use it maybe sometimes on a solenoid. There's a screen and a fitting.
Right.
But
Another one.
But as a filter, inline filter, I'm not going to say don't use them, but I personally don't like them because they come apart.
Yeah.
with vibration, and you got 1,000 to 1,100 psi holding up in that line, and you got vibration and all that. Just more shit to come apart.
It's surprising that all that nitrous stuff that's just literally jiggling on top of the engine stays together as well as it does.
Yes, but it is. You do have to check it because like them little orifices in the nozzles, they will snap.
Right.
But because them lines are bent, just you looking, they're changing plugs, and you're normally glimpsing and looking at stuff, you will not notice it's snapped because that hard line is bent to stay there.
Right, so it's got tension on it.
Right, so it's going to stay. You won't notice. You'll just be chasing a rich hole, and you're like, man, why won't this hole clean up? And 9 times out of 10, that's why.
Am I correct? Did you sponsor this class this year?
No, I just sponsored the number 1, the low ET qualifier.
Because they gave us your sticker on the way in.
Yep.
And I was like, dang, can you sponsor in the class? Let's go.
The low qualifier for all 7 races.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
McGee sponsored the race for us this year.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The Brian Heating and Air.
Yep.
He sponsored the race for us this year.
Man, I love that car. I love their car.
It's nice.
I don't know much about it, but I know it's a 4-speed. I know it's a small block, and I know it's clean as a motherfucker.
Brian sponsored 4-speed?
I thought it was 3.
It might be a 3.
It's not a Lenka. It's not a 400 in it.
Oh. And it has to be a Liberty.
It's a Liberty. I don't know how many gears are in it.
Oh.
I might be completely fucked up on that.
I don't know. I know the white car, I think, has a Liberty. Because that thing tried to make a pass earlier.
Yeah.
And the converter is giving them, I guess, a fucking really run around.
Yeah.
Because, like, that thing was in 5th gear and it crossed the finish line at, like, 101 mile an hour.
You see him pull the chute?
And he never lifted. That son of a bitch was banging gears, screaming, but now
That thing.
we're going to go back to your old days. It sounded literally like a fucking Honda.
Dude, god damn it, bro. Come on. Why does it gotta keep getting brought up, dude? Jesus.
This motherfucker was making all kind of noise and not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah, man. It sounded right at home to me, you know what I mean? Oh, goddamn. Can you tell me about the car that you're racing right now? How much of it is a secret? Can we talk about it? The owner of the car is right here, and he's just shaking his head like, fuck.
It's the Spider-Man car, so it's like a known car for the no-clock small block deals that JB used to put on and run at like Budds Creek, BMP. He actually, I think he took it to Georgia. And it was just a no-time small block deal. All small block nitrous, 275s, style suspension. That's where I basically originated from. And like you said, you was helping Lou and him for the last 2 years. I've been with him. He was my first car I've ever worked on outside of family. My first one 10 years ago.
No shit. Yours day one.
Yep, day one. 10 years ago.
Oh, man, that's cool.
He came to me 10 years ago, and it was going like 520s, 530s.
10 years ago, that's ripping.
And I was 22.
No.
Had my kid. No. I think he was 10 years ago. Yeah, he was 3.
Right.
So he's like, man, and him and his dad were real cool, real close. And he's like, man, this fucking guy gets out of his car wearing sweatpants, fucking slides, had a Newport hanging out of his mouth with the fucking kid in his diaper and wearing a fucking track on. We're just looking at each other like, what the fuck is this?
Hell yeah.
So I walked over and I was like, he was like, yeah, you're like, what's your plans? What's your goal? And he was like, I want to go 490 anything. And I was, all right. It was like the 3rd or 4th fast, and we went like a 98 or 99. And he was like, all right, fuck it, hell yeah. And then we've been rocking ever since.
Dude, that's sick. That's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And then this gentleman here, you said he was your day one, right?
Basically, yeah. I've known him for 19, 18 years.
First of all, what are your names?
Sean.
Mike and Sean? I didn't even know that.
You calling him Boop.
Yeah.
Boo?
Yeah.
Anything so mortal.
What's up? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, because I remember you saying yesterday that he was your right hand, huh?
Basically, that's my wife's brother.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Oh.
So he's been stuck ever since.
So these two guys, these are the guys.
Basically.
That's sick, dude. That's sick to see. So how does the car sit right now? Are we talking about it or are we not talking about it? I mean,
we can. It's just on a 28. It was 2560, I think is what it is. 2565, 2560.
which is heavy for the class.
Yeah.
You know, the way.
For this setup, yes. Small block Ford.
Yep. Big fan of that.
Just a regular power glide, nothing crazy.
Right.
I mean, you looked inside the car last night. There's a temperature gauge,
Yo.
hand vac gauge, and an oil pressure gauge. That is it. There's a tack in there, but that's just for decoration.
Yeah, there is literally 3 gauges and a tack that apparently doesn't work.
No.
And maybe an arc module and whatever, and nitrous controller and whatever, right? And yeah, Kenny's they're getting it done with that deal for sure.
Because you were like, what's the charge pressure? What's this? And I was like, whatever you want it to be. Just take a guess, I guess.
Take a pen and draw a line, and that's what it is.
Whatever graph you assumed it should be, that's what it could be.
Yeah.
But see, to me, that is what makes me feel accomplished.
Oh, okay, boring.
When you get done making a pass,
Yeah.
okay, you go back, you look at data, you can see this, see that. Like you were saying something about the charge pressure and all this. Well, remember I was saying this thing's got 15% slip.
Right.
I don't know if it's losing 50 to 60 pounds of charge pressure.
Right.
I don't know any of that.
Okay.
I can try to manipulate some things that I think would help tighten it, see if it will tighten to react. Or we just go about it a different way versus you have sensors and data to really tell you. I have to basically rely on, I don't know how to say it.
You gotta
Rely on, I guess, what you have been through.
right. You gotta rely on your experiences.
Yeah.
In this situation with that combo.
Yeah.
Whereas I have the data to know exactly what's
Where you
going
can
on.
pinpoint it.
Right.
Yeah. Like I have to go back in the memory of dictionary 7.27 page and okay, this is what we're doing.
Right. Oh, I had a car do this a couple years ago and it was exactly this.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. For me, that's tough, right? Because I can still apply what you just said, right? I can still see the converter's loose in that car out the back. I can see the charge pressure. My charge pressure is okay, right? So to me, it's like, it can only be a couple other things, you know what I mean? So we waste less time. And yesterday we did end up changing the stator and it did help, right? But yeah, it's always funny, right? Like me and with all this data right here, right?
You could also be your worst enemy.
I'll still get my dick kicked in by this car right here with fucking a temperature gauge and a tachometer, right? It'll happen to the day I'm done tuning cars.
Same way.
And like, it's just crazy to me because like, you can get so caught up in the data, but it really doesn't help you unless you can quantify it and you make it mean something.
So like and this go back to where you don't see me say much, post much, talk about much. I listen a lot. I pay attention. Like I'll go down south a lot for grudge racing and all that stuff and private testing and like Phil Schuler, Stevie and all them. Like I've tested cars while they were there testing.
Right.
And I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Right.
I mean, the only thing you can tell me is kick rocks or you may send me in that direction.
Right.
Like with Phil, he's the type to where he will lead you, but he's not giving you the answer.
He's not going to give you the answer.
Like he's going to talk,
right,
but he's not telling you what you're asking him.
Look in this direction.
So to speak, yes. And he told me one time we were down there testing and like we were in the staging lanes, whatever, he had walked by and he was like, you study long, you're going to study wrong. And it just kind of stuck with me.
If you study long,
you study wrong.
What do you think that means?
Basically go on instance. Like when I first started, I would always take a computer with me to the staging lanes. and it would always bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
When we leave here, whatever's in there flies, unless the track is terrible, and then we'll turn the switch and we'll kill it down.
Or something significant happens.
Yes, but
while you're
other than that, what goes in it here, we're committed. We're gonna stay.
You know, God damn it.
And that has bit me when I first started, and that was my thing of no, I didn't want to fail. No, I don't want to go out here and fucking this thing spins or this or that or so it's constantly fucking. We move the car 10 feet, I'll change the tune up again. We fucking get ready to unhook, go in the water box, I'm changing it again. It's just I didn't want to look stupid.
Right.
So and then this over time I got to the point, and especially after Phil saying that and I heard it, I was like, you know what, dude? She's gonna let this motherfucker ride.
I have never said this out loud. I fully agree with you, and this is recent for me, right? I'm just now in the last couple years, and I'm talking 2 years tops. I understand what you're saying, right? Because the same deal, dude. I would go up there, I'd have a car in the lanes, and whatever, we're racing a radial, right? And the sun comes out. Tune up, change, wait,
Mine starts working.
Mine starts working, right? And it has fucked me almost every time, right? And recently I'm rolling that back, right? Like, dude, we have weather apps, right? Like, if I know what the weather's gonna be the next time we run, right? Like, an Arctic blast is not gonna come in out of the fucking nowhere and cool the track down 25 degrees that we didn't know about. You know what I mean?
100%.
So why the fuck? I might go, at this point in my life, in my career, I go up there maybe with 2 tune-ups.
Yep.
And if the track is good, it's good. So, like, for example, this last round, we went up with 2 tune-ups. We were going to try to repeat what we did in Q1 last night, which was pretty fast. We went 117, just for them, 117, 309, 465, right? Pretty good rip, right? And so the whole weekend, the car hasn't made a hiccup, right? So we're like 4 out of 4 or 5 out of 5. We've had a couple little dumb issues, but we've made it to the 60 foot every time. So it's a new combo. We're lighter. It's got more power. We're doing some things, right? So I wanted to find the edge, right? So I went up there with a tune-up that should repeat the 117 and something faster, right? And we went up there, and I knew. I was just like, dude, there's no way it's going to make it. But we got to figure it out, because if it does, we're going to have a gangster tomorrow for E1, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It didn't make it.
And that's similar to what we did. We've been fighting this thing wheeling. If we tighten the shocks up too much, the valving in it just really gets aggressive if we go beyond where we're at. So we had to, we put some travel limiters on it. And like last night, it carried the wheels about 150, 200 feet. So it went 116, 313. So today, we got a little bit aggressive on the tune-up to try to get wheel speed early so it wouldn't try to climb up. And we limited the travel. And it was the last pair of Pro Street went out. Now I went up there, felt the track, and I could fucking literally spin around on my toes. And I came back, and I looked at both of them. I was like, dude, I think travel's going to fucking bite us in the ass. And they were like, well, if it goes. I was like, if it goes, we're great. We'll have something really fucking solid to go on for the last qualifier. But if it doesn't, we're just wasted a pass.
And we didn't talk about our plans previous to that round. We had the same exact plan. It sounds like we have the identical plans. Like, if it goes, we're going to have a bad motherfucker in the heat tomorrow.
Yes.
Neither one of us went.
No.
Neither one of us went.
We're definitely going to be on the drawing board for the heat tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. And looking at the weather, I think it's going to be exactly this tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
And I think E1's going to be about the same time that we made that pass.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, we're going to be in rough shape. And then the other small block cars, dude, like McGee and the Vincents, man, they're figuring it out. They both made the trip.
Yeah.
Yep. They both made the trip, so they're going to be contenders tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's definitely not going to be no walk in the park. Like this classes, and like David Knight, he came off the trailer this morning.
No. Yeah.
Q1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Came off and went a 79.
Right.
Today, in the heat, right down and went a 80.
Right.
Like, it's in the heat, that's no.
That wins first round?
Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't really much you can argue about that.
No.
So it's definitely gonna be a challenge.
Yeah, it is gonna be a challenge.
But just remember, you study long, you study wrong. So you're thinking about E1, and we ain't even made it to the bar yet.
I'm thinking about Q3 tonight, right? Or would that be Q4? Whatever tonight is. Whatever qualifier tonight is. Because we're gonna have good conditions, right? Because by my calculations, by my in-depth math, I don't think we're going up till like 8:30.
Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere around there.
Absolutely zero. This pass is going to literally use nothing but no more farmer. So we're having none of this farm.
Yeah, but it'll give you data for the night if you make it to the night tomorrow. But will we even race in the night at all tomorrow? No, right?
No, this is literally just to see what will work, or what you can see mustered up as it.
Well, I got a healthy ball, and I'm trying to hang some Gorilla Flames out there, so I'm going to try to put a number up tonight.
Man, we ain't gonna have no flames.
No?
Nah. Put the timing in that thing. Let it burn everything.
Yeah. Honestly, this one, it'll have flames hung early, and then it'll put them out, because we don't have a lot of jet in it either.
This one, it'll have flames for about maybe 60 feet.
Yeah, same.
And as soon as the timing goes up, all the full tilt and she's cooking, it's gone.
Right.
Looks like it's out there on a 32 jet.
Yeah, you just see the heat kind of rolling out of it, and that's it. Yeah. Man. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, dude. So what's next for you after PDRA? Where are you going?
Michigan. For their Ultra Street and LDR is...
That's a whole different Ultra Street and LDR? That doesn't...
they use the same rules, but it's like Cecil, how they do their streetcar thing.
Yep.
Milan does their stuff just like that. It's the first Friday of every month.
Oh, okay.
And then they do a Thursday testing, Friday testing, and one qualifier Friday night. And then you get a qualifier, I want to say, Saturday morning, and then E1.
So almost the same thing as Cecil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'll be there next week doing some LDR stuff also. Yeah, man. Well, you want to talk about how you got started in this deal?
Yeah. Whatever you feel as you want to ask. You can ask it. I may answer, or I'll just be like, you know what? Nah, that's...
Why you gotta put it on me like that, man? This isn't an interview, this is a conversation.
If we're having a conversation, you ain't gonna ask what I want to talk about.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
You wouldn't ask if it was a conversation.
All right, fair. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You could be like, man, I started doing this shit with Hondas and lawnmowers and weed whackers.
They all heard this shit before.
Yeah, but I haven't.
What, so you want to know how I started?
No, but basically I was fucking raised in it. That's how I started. I was a kid. I grew up, it was either Wednesdays I was at football practice, Thursdays baseball practice, Fridays was racetrack.
Yeah.
Period. And if I had a game or anything on Friday, that got put off because I was going to the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's this shit always seemed to have a grab on me. I just can't shake it.
Yeah.
My whole fucking life. From work, leave work, do this. I fucking shit gets hard. I go back to work, leave work, do this. It's just like I can't get the fuck away from this.
Did you have any family or who got you into it?
Yeah, Ricky.
Ricky who?
Box.
Are you related to Ricky?
Yes.
Who is he to you?
First cousin.
Oh, no shit. So I was going to ask you that, but I didn't want to sound like a fucking retard.
Yep.
Because you guys have the same last name, right? Just assume.
So me growing up, like from me shitting in my diapers, right, to now, I've basically been racing with him. That's how I got started.
No shit.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yep. So Friday when I get home from school and I see the trailer all loaded up and shit, I already knew where I was going to win the house, ask grandma for 30, 40 bucks. I can eat at the racetrack, and that's where I was.
Yeah.
It was through elementary school to high school. All the kids that I went to school with, they found a little bonfire and all that shit. Not me, I was at the track.
Sick.
Yep.
And then you told me you had a pretty decent job right out of high school.
Yeah, well, no, out of high school, like I had my first kid in our senior year, and like the 3 years out of high school was doing dumb shit, fucking up, not making the right decisions.
Just kid shit, whatever.
And then, actually a former racer, he still races, Barry Mitchell.
Yeah.
He owns a steel erection company in North Carolina, and I actually got a job with him. He gave me an opportunity to have a job and went down there, started working for him, worked for him for about a year. And then we was out in Oklahoma, erecting a Google building. And I got a call from one of I would say not a childhood friend, because all the people I hung out with was basically like Ricky's friends. So they were 10 years older than me.
Right.
So he called me. He was in the union saying, they've got a big project and shit going on. They need guys. And if I was interested, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Because at that time, I wanted to come back home to, at the time, my girlfriend and my kids.
Right.
Like, I've been gone and traveling back and forth just to see them. So I just been done.
Right.
So I was like, dude, hell yeah, but I'm not taking a pay cut. Like, I don't want to take a pay cut. He was like, will you come? No, we'll handle all that, get all that situated, and test and do all this. And I went up there, passed the test, did the welding test, passed the welding test, and like became a journeyman. So like I was 22, 23. I would say 23. It was 15 or 16. And
2015, so I was just,
yeah, and I was making $33 an hour.
yeah, that's awesome.
My first year, I brought home 110 grand, and I'm like, I want to say I was 23, 24 years old. So you give a 23-year-old 110 grand,
Yeah.
you're like, you can't tell me shit, dude.
Nah.
Like nothing.
Yeah. New truck, the whole
Yeah,
deal.
but I left that to come back do this.
So did you leave that job and open what you got now?
No. I left that to do tuning. Like, because I try to balance both of them. But it's hard to balance a job like that when you're working 6 10s or 5 10s and an 8.
Right.
Like or sometimes it may be 7 10s or 6 10s and an 8.
Yeah, because you don't turn down overtime.
Hell no. And you don't have no time. All you're doing is work. Like, you're literally at work. That's it. So I try to like balance. I would work this and be like, you know what? I ain't working no Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to race it. And then it got to the point to where the tuning started really picking up. And I was like, you know what, man? Put my book on the shelf. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to go race. So I would race. And then I was doing great, doing racing season. I calculated up, I'm not going to take a pay cut. That was my main thing of from day one working to basically now. I'm not taking a pay cut. If I can make the same, cool, but I'm not making less. If I can make more, great.
You're saying the only way you're going to lose that $110,000 union job is if you can make the same amount of money doing this.
Without overtime, yes.
Without overtime.
Yes. Like, I basically did it based on 10-hour days.
Right.
When I first started, I would charge like $300. Well, no, I'm sorry, $200.
To do what?
What I'm doing today.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
Yeah. So that was 10 years ago.
And you're just starting, right?
And the first car that,
right,
and forever that I've tuned on, like, just started. No knowledge, like, not that I didn't have knowledge. You had to tune. I'm not meaning it as that, but as in meaning as no one knew who the hell I was. Like, I got out of the car to this guy that I'm getting ready to work on his car, and I'm wearing slides, sweatpants with a Newport hanging out of my mouth with my 3-year-old kid. Like, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Now I'm 23, 24 years old.
right.
So it's like today's world, it's different. There's, the younger, being young, you have social media and media platforms all at your hands. Like, dude, you can be known
Yeah.
overnight,
Yeah.
pretty much say. you can be known for the wrong things,
Yeah.
but you can still be known overnight. And which I probably could have done that too, but like even till today, like I don't really.
I kind of feel like your online presence or the lack thereof, right, kind of works right in, and correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of fits in right exactly what you're doing. Because am I wrong to say that most or a lot of your clientele is no time?
Yes.
So I would imagine, the no time guys would probably feel a little bit better knowing, Kenny Fox, bad motherfucker, and he's not on the internet,
Yeah.
right? It's probably honestly,
And I'm very stern like that. Like I have, some people that come and I do work for at the shop and all that stuff. And I only let them drop the car off and they help me push the car in or whatever. We're talking and you wait your buddy to come with you to the shop.
you're talking about your customers.
Yes. I don't care who it is.
No shit.
But they help me push the car in the shop and say if you got your buddies with you or whatever. I will watch them. And if the phone comes out, I tell them, hey, no, not happening.
No shit.
Like I still work to this day on grudge cars. And I feel as, and you'll see some of the pictures that I post of the work I do. Yeah. I don't post all the work I do. I just post some.
Right.
Because sometimes, honestly, I forget to take fucking pictures. I'm not really worried about, oh, hold on, we got to stop taking pictures.
Right.
Like, I just want to get the car done.
Guys of our age, how old are you?
33.
So our generation, I'll say, I've found, and I struggle with this. This isn't a dig at anybody, right? We struggle with self-promotion. I don't want to talk about myself. You don't want to talk about yourself. The younger generation grew up with a phone in their hands. So I feel like it's a little bit different for them.
I would say yes. But me, personally, I'm just not the type of dude that's going to pat myself on the back.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's not me.
Let the other people talk for you.
Basically. Or if they don't want to talk at all, then they ain't talking. Then I'll be sorry.
Yeah. So you're telling me customer drops the car off, they got their boys with them, no phones.
No phones.
Most of the shit's probably covered up anyways.
For the majority of it,
Car
yeah.
covers or whatever, right? Yeah. Because you're building cars. Are you fabbing?
I'm doing mainly like fab work. I wouldn't say building cars like from scratch.
Right. So it'd come from a chassis shop to you.
Basically, or say like we're out here racing this, and then I say we got to raise the 4-link brackets up on the car, or we got to change shock tabs, or make new shock mounts, or put new shock brackets on the housing, or some of that sort.
Yeah.
That's where I'll go and I'll cut that out and I'll put new ones in, or if a stock suspension car needs torque boxes,
right,
or add some bracing in the back, or some kickers or stuff like that, or the little street car wants a 8 or a 10-point cage, I'll do that. But as in like configuring a car and putting on a chassis table, that I do not do.
Yeah, that's a whole different deal.
It's just, like I said, it's just me and him, and he has his nighttime job, so he comes and helps during the day. So it's not really, can't really take on that kind of load, because then I'm not going to be able to have your car done in about damn 2 years, and then you're going to be pissed off at me, and it done took me 2 years to make $70,000 working on your car, and then it's like, why the hell did I even do it?
I gotta be honest with you, because I know some very talented chassis guys. It's not as easy of a game as it looks like.
Hell no.
You need like, dude, to build a car, the amount of space, and I know you know this, but like the amount of space to build a car. So beyond the chassis table and the chassis, right? Like you have to have the rear ends, all the wheels, the front, all the struts, all the shocks in this person's shop. Like there's whole shelves dedicated to whole cars. Like it's a big
front end doors, deck lid, yeah.
If you're taking it that far, yeah, you got front ends hanging on the wall.
Motor, transit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's just one car, right? So you have one car literally blown across your shop. Now try to do that to 2 or 3 cars. You need a fucking warehouse to do it.
Yes. You're like, in my shop's only like a 30 by 50.
So 1,500 square foot?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's not big enough to do stuff.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Now, like headers,
Right.
I do a shit ton of headers, believe it or not.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, a shit ton of headers, torque boxes. Like I'll hang a front end, put some doors on, Lexan windows, wire.
Can I ask you another dumb question?
Nope.
Is your last name actually Fox, or is it because you like Mustangs?
No, it's actually
Okay, all right. I didn't know. I told you it was gonna be a dumb question.
actually not.
But and you know, it was a dumb question, right? But I see you a lot of times with Mustangs.
Well, that's just
I get
9
it.
times out of 10. That's the
You see me with a lot of Mustangs too. So I mean, that don't say much. But I was just wondering, dude. I didn't know because I didn't know. Ricky Fox's last name was actually Fox because he's got Mustangs. So I just figured that was his Facebook name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, so back on that how I started deal thing. So it was just like the union, and then I would do this, and I tried to balance it, couldn't do it. Then I would quit that, do this, and then
Wait. You tried to balance the union job and the tuning.
racing. Yes.
Was it at that time? It was specifically tuning.
Yes. It didn't become what I do now until later on.
Well, you saw enough of a pathway just tuning where you were willing to quit your union deal.
Well, I had a goal, a big goal, and I was going to achieve that goal.
Have you achieved that goal?
Yes.
What was the goal?
Travel across seas.
Oh, no shit.
Yes. That was my goal.
Where'd you go?
I went to Kuwait and Bahrain.
How was it?
Great.
I recently got asked to go to Kuwait, and I said I did it remotely because I was scared.
Listen, dude, the hospitality they have over there, I've heard that before, is nowhere near how we treat each other over here. They will give their fucking socks off their feet and walk through fucking gravel for you to have a pair of socks. Now, how it is outside of the racetrack, I don't know.
You're right.
But I can only speak on what I've been through.
Right.
And at the racetrack, if they will take the fucking motor out of the car, if they're done, they will take their motor out and put it in your car so you can keep going.
Was it safe? You felt safe there?
Yeah.
Because that's not a safe part of the world.
No, I mean, you definitely know where to go and not to go because they will tell you. Because I ask questions. I want to know. And I'm like, hey, what's over there? Why? No good.
We don't go there.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah.
So it's just, we go here, racetrack. All right, no problem.
All right, so you achieved your goal. So what the fuck? What's the next goal? You gotta have one. Come on.
I don't, at this time, I don't, honestly.
How long ago did you go over there?
With COVID, with 4 years ago, 18? I think I went over there in 18 or 19s. When was COVID? 19? 20, right? So I went over in 19. You're right. But like, yeah, but that's, like he said, to win the championship. Like it's not a goal to me to win the championship. That is my job. Oh shit. That's how I look at it. I don't get hired here to set my goal to win you a championship. I get hired here to win you a championship because that's my job. It's not my goal. That's my job.
That's an interesting perspective. So, what is your goal when you get hired to win a championship? Like, okay, you guys are here now. You must have a personal goal for yourself.
I don't have a personal goal for myself. I have a personal goal for him and his operation. And that is to go a certain ET and to win him a championship. But at the same time, I look at it as that's my job. Like, my bigger goal, if we want to say a goal, like I have 3 boys.
Yeah.
I'm basically setting all this up for if they chose, they take over.
You think any of them are they old enough to know if they have any interest in this stuff?
Well, my youngest is 6. He's very car driven.
When did that start for him? Because my oldest is 2.
I would say since he started walking. He's anything noise motor related, he's
So,
there.
I'm already fucked. She
Yeah.
had no interest.
Yes.
Damn it.
She don't like noise?
No, none of it bothers her. You know what she does like? She likes going fast in cars.
Then that's it.
Yeah, but she's like, she won't get on my dirt bike with me, which, in her defense, when you're this tall, that's intimidating. Yeah.
Something up here.
And it's loud as shit, and daddy's like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's a little scary, so.
So I wouldn't say you're doomed just yet.
Well, I got my 6-month-old, so there's still hope anyway. No, I'm just I'm such a piece of shit.
Our oldest is 13.
Yeah.
And like he's showing interest in it, but at the same time, dude, he's so heavily involved in baseball. Like he is just locked in, and like if this would took him away from baseball, I would probably feel like shit. Not gonna lie to you.
He likes baseball that much.
Like he plays 10.5 months out of the year. Like we travel to Florida, Georgia, during the wintertime up here, we go down there, so he continues to play. And like if I feel as if this would rub off and make him turn away from that to do this, I would honestly feel like shit, but some side of me would be like, I would proud at the same time.
If he stopped baseball and did this.
Yes. And then another side of me would feel like shit.
So my next question, and I think you just answered it, was, and this is me personally wanting to know, right? Like right now, my oldest is 2 years old, right? And I just want her to love something as much as I love cars. So I'm like telling myself right now, right? Like, I don't give a fuck what it is. But you're kind of telling me that you kind of do.
Only reason why I said what I said is because this wasn't pushed on me. Like, this stuff was not pushed on me. It's just, I kind of just grew to it. Like, I had other options, and I played football, I played baseball. Like, I had other things to occupy my attention. But somehow this shit here I couldn't leave it alone. Yeah. Like, it's, even still to this day, like, I can't leave this alone now. Like, yesterday, you saw me, my oldest had a baseball game. I'm watching on my phone, watching the game, and I'm working. But it's just like, I try to balance it so I don't miss them. So Sundays, when I travel or do anything, Sundays I make sure I'm home.
Yeah.
Sundays is his travel balls. Basically, the championship games are always on Sundays. Like right now, he plays for his middle school team, so those games are Monday and Tuesdays. No, not Monday. Tuesdays and Thursdays is his middle school games. All right, but when he goes travel ball, like he has a travel ball game tournament this weekend, and it starts tomorrow, and then they play Sunday. So I'm gonna try to make it Sunday to a game, but this weekend, like he plays on a travel ball. He got asked to be a guest player on this team, so it's not a normal scheduled thing or like a pop-up last-minute ordeal, which this was already in effect. So I'm still going to try to make it there Sunday, but if not, I will be watching.
Yeah, he ain't joking. He was literally watching that shit on the golf cart, like, moment before he pushed up. Yeah, dude, it was impressive.
But, like, the part of me that says, I guess, to see him do this, it would be, kind of like how Jamie and little Jamie is.
With Johnny.
Like that, dude, that shit's cool as shit. To me, like, it's cool.
It's cool, but no, it's cool. Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, dude, you're working with pops, dude.
Yeah, you're fucking right.
Like, that shit is cool.
That's the coolest shit in the world.
But see, I don't want to be selfish and take away from him. And if, like, right now, no, he's locked in on baseball. I would not even offer at this moment to take him away from.
Hey, instead of that game, you want to go to the race?
I would not
Not an
like, even now I tell him, dude, you got to stay focused. Like, if this is what you want,
right.
this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like he'll tell me, Dad, I want to go to the racetrack, and I'm like, all right, what's your schedule look like? Well, I got this game. All right, well, but I'm already leaving, so you can't. You got a game.
All right.
And like, he wants to come, but like, that's your priority.
That's your priority.
Now, when he gets in high school and like he starts leading the way and he's coming racing, deep down, I'm maybe happy about it, and starting to be like, all right, it's gonna happen. But at the same time, I don't want him to feel pressured to leave that to come do this.
Right.
Because no matter if he don't want to do it, or the middle one don't want to do it, or the baby don't want to do it, that's fine. No, y'all don't have to do that.
Right. It'd be sick if you did.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Because it'll continue to carry him. It's continuing to grow. Then it's hand down, hand down, hand down. But at the same time, I don't want him to feel obligated that he has to do it, because he has to sort of carry the torch, sort of say. Like, dude, I made my own name. You make your own name.
Right.
Like, you don't have to follow.
Right. You can have this.
If you want it, it's yours. At your disposal.
Right.
But if you don't want it, you don't have to have it.
That makes me think, I've never met, is it your wife?
Yes.
I've never met her, but she's got to be as cool as mine, right? Because she's holding it down right now, right?
We've been together for 18 years.
I don't know. I've known my wife since I was 15 years old.
Same. 9th grade senior year. 9th grade summer. She ain't really cool-headed.
Okay.
She'd
fuck you up.
Yeah, 100%. No questions asked.
You seen this?
It's his fucking sister. Like, 100%. She gives no shit, takes no shit. No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But truthfully, honestly, I don't feel as I would be where I am without her. Honestly, I don't feel as I'll be with the kids.
I don't know her. I've never met her. I've never even seen her. But I can promise you that you wouldn't be here right now without her support, because you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
If she was like, I'm not watching these kids.
Yeah. Hey, motherfucker, you watching them so I can go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
She not once did that and said I could not go racing because I had to watch the kids out one time.
My wife, dude, yeah, it's crazy. My wife's home right now with 2 kids under 2 years old. That's crazy. So I can be here in the back of a trailer sweating my dick off talking to you.
Yeah.
But really, so I can be here earning a living. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
We did the 2 under 2, and let me tell you, dude, she's going through it.
Yeah.
Solo, she's going through it because we went through it. Well, she went through it. And I got the backlash of it. And I did help more with the 2 little ones because I was fucking up, obviously, with my older one.
Yeah, because you were young.
So I learned from my mistakes, so I was more present with my 2 younger ones.
Did you still travel and do all this?
Yeah. Yeah, with the oldest?
No, I'm saying with the 2 under 2. Or did you take a break? Or
Well, not really, because when they were born, it was basically during the COVID. They got born 18 and 19, and then we got hit with the fucking COVID in 2021, so there was nothing.
Right.
And at that time, that's when I became full committed to this shit.
Got it.
19, I came full committed.
Yeah.
No, union, all juggled all that. That didn't work. Then got a job as a building engineer. Did that 18 to early 19. And then, no, it might have been early 18 or 19. I don't remember. It's one of them. And then it was the lights out in February. I left work, drove all the way to Georgia, worked on 2 or 3 cars for the week. And when I got home, at that time was my wife. We got married in 16. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. I'm going to try it. If it fails, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been full-blown,
Wide open.
wide the fuck open.
Set.
Wide open.
Tell these people how they can get a hold of you so we can get the fuck out of this trailer.
Mainly just send me a text message or a message on Facebook. Do not Facebook message call me, please. If it can be text, send me a text.
Same.
Just like now, or when this is over and we're going to work and we're on the computer, and yes, the phone is here, but this phone really is only here for emergencies. Like if I look down and it's my wife calling or my kids, yes, I'm going to answer. But if it's a random number or any of that, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to continue what I'm doing so I don't have to rethink of what I got to do. Send a text and I will answer faster than I'm missed call. I promise you.
Well, here's the thing. Here's how I explain it to people. And we don't need to go into this whole thing, right? But when I'm working on your car, you wouldn't want me picking up the phone call either.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So just remember that.
100%. 100%. I'm just text or Facebook message. Not Facebook fucking call me. And no, I don't want to Facebook video chat you.
No. And I could do without the audio messages too.
Yeah.
I could do without the audio messages too. I got to be honest with you. So what? They just look up your name, or do you have a shop?
KRF Performance. KRF Performance. You can look that up. My number's on there. Just shoot me a text or send me a message on there, and that'll honestly be the fastest way that you would get a response from me, truthfully. Because I mainly look at this thing and scroll at nighttime, and when my nighttime, you're sleeker. I'm not. So I'll look at it, read your message or whatever, and then I'll respond, and you'll have an answer when you wake up.
Right. I'm almost identical in the way I operate.
At nighttime, when y'all are asleep, that's my time to settle down. I call it my quiet time.
Right. Shit. Well, that's it.
Mic check.
Mic check. We're out of here anyways. Kenny, thank you, brother.
All right.
All right. Just got done watching Kenny Fox. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My first mobile podcast. That was the first time I really used those wireless mics. It was kind of a shit show. The audio got super screwed up, right? I had to have a buddy of mine on Facebook, Stephen Hawes, go through the audio and fix it. He did a killer job. So next time we go out and do this, if you guys want me to, right, I'm going, we got to make some changes. The mistake I made is I had the mics doing the recording where I needed to record it as a single recording on a device, whether that be a phone or an MP3, recorder or whatever. There's a bunch of different ways you could do it, right? So there was a bunch of AC noise in the background. Each mic could, Kenny could hear me and his mic, and I could hear Kenny and my mic. So there ended up being an echo. It sounds like Steven was able to get it out, right? And it sounds pretty good, but he saved us. So I got to revisit. He's been really helpful with what I should be doing as far as that's concerned. So hopefully next time we won't have those issues, right? I'm pretty excited about it. It didn't go awful, right? And Kenny, out of all people, right? To be able to get Kenny Fox on a podcast was a milestone. It was almost monumental, right? Because Kenny's a grudge guy, right? You don't see him on the internet talking shit or putting his info out there. And we started talking in the back of his trailer. We're just, normal bullshitting deal. And he's the man, right? I just kind of just threw it out there. I said, dude, you trying to do a podcast right now? And he didn't say no, right? He definitely didn't say yes, but he didn't say, get the fuck out of my trailer right now, right? So we ended up doing one, and it was good. I thought it was pretty good. It was hot as shit in that trailer, right? You could probably see me sweating. You see my little skinny little peg legs in there a bunch. But it was sick. Kenny is a very interesting dude, right? He's talented. He's been doing this for a long time. There was a lot of stuff I didn't know about him. I really respect his family values and whatnot. And I didn't know this until this conversation, right? I have a ton of respect for him. We definitely tune nitrous cars a little bit differently, but that's sick, right? Just being around him all weekend, I was able to pick up and learn and hear these things and get his opinion on a couple things. And it was definitely a nice perspective, right? Because, you know, when you're at these races and you're just doing your job, you know, you're kind of in a bubble. Yeah, you've got friends. Jamie was there, and all these friends were there. Tim Davis and all these guys were there. Johnny Miller was there and stuff. And but like Kenny was running a car in my class, right? So we were running Super Street, 28-10-5 tire, right? He was running a small block nitrous car. I was running a big block nitrous car. And so, you know, we had a decent amount of success that weekend. Kenny, they found out some things with their car that they need to figure out, right? And I'm sure they will, right? So it'll be interesting to have them come back and see how that pans out, right? But let me know what you guys thought about it. Let me know if you want to keep doing the back of the trailer deal. I will get it more lined out, right? Like the audio and the video and stuff. So I think that'll be better. But as far as my weekend was concerned, it was funny because I recorded the Kenny podcast probably Friday, I would say. I was there since Wednesday, and eliminations were Saturday. So just to reiterate, you know, how my weekend went, right? We kicked ass, right? We went out there, you know, with the Shallows car. It's a blue F-body, 588 single kit of nitrous, and it was a brand new motor, brand new transmission. The car didn't even run until Tuesday. Mind you, we were on track Wednesday. Didn't even start. First time we started it Tuesday, put it in the trailer, literally made one motor pass Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, we started using nitrous, right? And we worked our ass off. There was a lot of things to figure out, as you can imagine. We went from a 3-speed to a 2-speed. We got a new nitrous kit. We got a new motor. All these things were brand new. So I had to treat it, you know, we had to shoot base timing. We had to scale the car. We had to set the car up. You know, we had to align all the stuff, everything, right? And, you know, so the car goes out there and we're running it to the 330 and it's looking good, right? You know, it's got a decent 60-foot and it's going like 310 to the middle, right to the 330. And that's a pretty good front split. And then we start running it to the stripe and it starts putting up some decent numbers. And we quickly realized that we kind of got a hot rod right now. So long story short, we go into eliminations and we are on the gnarly side of the ladder, meaning there's no ducks in that deal, right? That whole class is killers, right? But when I say we're on the gnarly side of the ladder, you know, first round we had the Volkswagen. And if you've seen Super Street, it's literally a tube chassis Volkswagen with a VR6 in it. And the thing goes like a tenth faster to the 60-foot than any other car in the class, right? So we have that first round. He's won a race before, right? Second round, we have Dan, who's got a pro-charged notchback Mustang that won the championship last year. Third round, we have the Vincents, right? They were number one qualifier. They went 458, right? The second fastest car was like 4 or 5 numbers slower than that, right? And they were making clean laps all weekend. And then in the finals, we had the McGee's, right? So Brian and Connor McGee, Brian the father, and Connor the son that was driving the car. And, you know, those are world-class racers, right? They've got a hot rod. They got a small block nitrous deal, and it's a unit, right? And it was going like 461, right? So we straight up beat the bug, right? The Volkswagen. Dan, we went a 68 to his 72 in the heat of the day. And that was a big win, right? Big win. Then we get the Vincents in third round, and we're about ready. We're outgunned. We're going home, right? They're going 450s, right? And we're stuck in the 60s. We're going home, right? And, you know, we had a team meeting, and, you know, I basically just laid it out to them like, hey, man, we don't have enough to outrun them. So let's just give them a drag race, and if they make a mistake, we win. And they made a mistake. I don't know exactly what happened. I thought their second kit of nitrous didn't turn on, but from what I'm being told, I think they might have chattered the tire in the 60-foot, and we went 466 to their 490, right? Which is crazy slow for them, right? They were going 50s all weekend. So then we go to the finals, right? And again, we're outgunned. The McGee's are going 62, 63. The fastest we've been so far is a 65. And so I speed it up a tiny bit. And when I'm talking a tiny bit, right? Like this was a calculated move. I don't think I made a mistake. Like I don't think I made the wrong call, but ultimately I did because we lost, right? And it is entirely on me. And I tried to speed it up to go probably a 63 or so, and it goes out there and it goes a 66, and we lose by like I don't even know the margin of victory, but it was very, very little. He said he was at his fender, right? And I took that pretty hard. Right? I took it pretty hard. JoJo was working with me all weekend on the Shallows car, and he saw me. You know, it's crazy how emotionally attached and involved I get in these cars, considering I do them all day, every day, right? You know, by all measures, it was a wildly successful weekend, and I'm talking wildly successful. Dude, we took a brand new car that hadn't even run, right? And showed up to a racetrack and went to the finals of the first race against cars, all 3 or 4 cars that I just listed that were on our side of the ladder that we raced, 3 of them of which we beat. These are all lined out hot rods. These are cars that are basically untouched from last year, that were front runners, right? So for us to come out there with essentially a brand new car, right, and go to the finals, like there's a lot of things to hang your hat on that deal. But when you see the win light come on the other lane in the finals of a race, brother, it wasn't good, right? I was, I'm not going to say I was in like a dark place, like, you know, I had like true emotionally damaging stuff going on because it's drag racing, right? And I know that, but it's hard to be that close, right? Because we had never gotten a win with that car in PDRA before, right? We've been to the finals with that car last year probably 4 or 5 times. But the difference is last year, the car was a mess, right? You know, we had alignment issues. We couldn't get the car to go straight for a bunch of it. The transmission was having issues. We worked through a lot of it, right? And we did well for what we had, right? But I never once really thought we had the car to beat. This past weekend, I thought we had a real contender, right? So when we didn't win, when we worked that hard and everybody did their job, dude, our driver, Matt Shallow, he drilled Connor on the tree. He went like 30 to Connor's like 70, right? So we had 3 numbers, meaning if I went 65 against his 62, we would have won, right? Because he went 62 with a 9. We went like, if we had gone 65 with like an O, we would have won, right? And that's really the tough part for me. So we're going to make some changes. We're talking about converters. We knew the converter was an issue last year, but we weren't, you know, we found a lot of things in the offseason wrong with the transmission. So you can't really say that the converter was an issue knowing that the transmission was fucked up, right? So now the transmission is a nice 2-speed from Josh Brown, right? It's a proven tranny. And it didn't skip a beat. There was nothing wrong with the transmission, but knowing that, now I do know for a certainty that the converter is way out in left field, right? So we got to do the converter. I think there's something going on with the chassis, although it looks really good in the data and the videos, but it's just too sensitive, you know, through the 6/10 to 1 second area. So like the difference between like E3 and finals, like the semifinals and finals, was 1 degree, right? And that 1 degree, right, it wanted to annihilate the tire. And if I didn't have, you know, all the stuff that Jamie taught me, right, I had all the drive shaft curves and all that set up. If I didn't have all that set up, it would have just smoked the tire. And that really, really annoys me, right? So I think there might be something going on with the converter combination, maybe a spring package, maybe a weight package deal. We're going to figure it out. You know, now it's Tuesday today, right? So this was this past Saturday. Now that a couple days have gone by and I've gotten some decent sleep and I'm home and I've seen my kids and whatnot, you know, I don't feel so bad about it anymore. Like there was way more positives than negatives, right? So we're just going to get back to it and we're gonna kick some ass this year. It's gonna be sick, dude. I plan on winning this championship. And you know, if any of these competitors are paying attention and they're looking at our front and back splits, they should know that it's going to be a problem for them once we figure out the 60-foot, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the Kenny Fox deal. I consider him a friend now. He's cool as hell. His crew is cool. His cars are cool. We had a really good time. We went out to dinner twice actually, and we had a blast, dude. So I hope you enjoy. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll see you next time. All right. Well, and then check this out.
God damn it!
All right. Bye.